Ladies, listen up. The world does not respect softness. It respects strength. You think being kind, patient, and forgiving will make you loved? No. It makes you an easy target. It makes people think they can walk all over you. Stop being soft. Toughen up. Harden your heart where it's needed. Be a woman who can't be broken. Ladies, tell me something. When was the last time you said yes when you wanted to say no? When was the last time you forgave someone who never even apologized? When was the last time you let a man take advantage of your emotions and you still waited for him to change? I tell you why this happens. Because you are too soft. You let your emotions control you. You let your heart decide things your mind should be deciding. And today, I am telling you, that needs to stop. If you want people to respect you, if you want men to value you, if you want the world to see you as a queen, you have to stop being the nice girl all the time. Being soft will not get you the life you deserve. Apologizing when you did nothing wrong is one of the biggest ways you sabotage your own strength. Do you even realize how often you say sorry in a single day? You say sorry when someone bumps into you. You say sorry when you take too long to reply to a message. You say sorry when you can't make it to a plan you never even agreed to in the first place. You say sorry when you express your opinion, as if your voice is an inconvenience to the world. Let me tell you something. Stop it. Stop apologizing for existing. Stop apologizing for taking up space. Stop apologizing for not being what everyone wants you to be. Because every time you apologize when you shouldn't, you are teaching people that their feelings, their comfort, and their convenience matter more than your own. You are training them to expect you to shrink yourself to fit into their expectations. And worst of all, you are weakening your own self-worth without even realizing it. Imagine this. You're in a conversation and someone interrupts you. You pause and then you say sorry. Think about that for a second. You are the one being interrupted, and somehow you feel the need to apologize for it. Do you see how conditioned you are to make yourself smaller, to make others feel comfortable at the cost of your own dignity? Now imagine the same situation, but instead of apologizing, you say, "Excuse me, I wasn't finished." Do you see the difference? One response shows weakness, the other commands respect. That's the shift you need. Have you ever been in an argument where someone hurt you, but you were the first to say sorry just to keep the peace? That's what soft women do. Strong women, they stand their ground. They know that peace at the cost of self-respect is not peace at all. It's self-betrayal. You do not need to apologize for saying no. If someone asks for a favor and you genuinely can't do it, don't start with, "I'm so sorry, but..." Just say, "I won't be able to. Thank you for understanding." That's it. No guilt, no over-explaining, no shrinking yourself. You do not need to apologize for your boundaries. If someone tries to make you feel guilty for having standards, let them feel guilty. That's their problem, not yours. Your boundaries are not up for debate. You do not need to apologize for choosing yourself. If you walked away from a toxic relationship and people ask, "Why did you leave? He was such a good guy." You don't owe them an apology or an explanation. Your peace is more important than anyone's opinion. You do not need to apologize for being successful. How many times do women feel the need to downplay their achievements? You get a promotion and instead of saying, "Yes, I worked hard for this," you say, "Oh, it was just luck. I just got lucky." No, you did not just get lucky, you earned it. Say it with pride. Own your power. You do not need to apologize for your emotions. If you're upset, don't say, "I'm sorry, I just feel really emotional." No, your emotions are valid. Instead, say, "I need a moment. My feelings are important." Soft women suppress their emotions to make others comfortable. Strong women express their emotions with confidence. You do not need to apologize for being honest. If your friend asks for your opinion and you give it truthfully, don't follow it up with, "I'm sorry, I just had to be honest." No, you don't have to be sorry for telling the truth. Honesty is not cruelty, it's clarity. People who get offended by honesty are people who live in denial. That's their problem, not yours. You do not need to apologize for choosing solitude. If you don't feel like going out, don't say, I'm sorry, I just need some alone time. No. Say, I'm prioritizing myself tonight, maybe next time. You are not responsible for entertaining others at the cost of your own peace. You do not need to apologize for changing your mind. If you once tolerated disrespect and now refuse to, that's called growth. If you once settled for less and now demand more, that's called self-worth. If someone says you've changed, don't say I'm sorry, say yes I have and I'm proud of it. You do not need to apologize for walking away. If someone didn't treat you right and you finally chose yourself, don't say I'm sorry, I just couldn't do it anymore. No, say I deserve better, period. Because you do. And the moment you stop apologizing for things you shouldn't, the world will start respecting you in ways it never did before. Stop chasing people who don't value you. Stop running after those who wouldn't take a single step for you. Stop giving your love, your time, your energy to those who see you as an option when you treat them like a priority. Because every time you chase someone who doesn't value you, you are telling them that they are more important than you. You are telling them that their absence affects you more than their presence benefits you. And that is where you lose your power. Have you ever been in a situation where you text someone and they leave you on read for hours or days? You sit there overthinking, wondering what you did wrong. Then finally they reply. And what do? You instantly respond like you were waiting, like they had control over your emotions. Why? Why do you let someone treat you like you don't matter and still you make them feel like they do? That's what chasing looks like. Imagine this. You keep making plans with a friend, but they always have an excuse. I'm busy. Maybe next time. I'll let you know. Yet when they need something suddenly, they find the time. That's not friendship. That's convenience. And the moment you stop being available for people who only remember you when they need something, you will see the truth. People make time for what matters. If they don't make time for you, it's because you don't matter to them the way they matter to you. Stop chasing people who ignore you. Stop trying to prove your worth to someone who wouldn't notice your absence. Have you ever been in a relationship where you kept giving, and they kept taking, and yet you stayed? You told yourself, maybe if I love them harder, they'll finally see my worth. But here's the hard truth. You should never have to convince someone to love you. Love that needs convincing is love that will never last. Think about this. If a job rejected you, would you keep showing up at their office, begging them to hire you? No. You would move on and find a place that recognizes your skills. So why do you keep knocking on doors that were never meant for you? Why do you keep chasing people who clearly don't care if you stay or leave? Have you ever noticed how people value you more when you finally stop chasing them? Suddenly they're curious. Suddenly they're interested. But not because they care. It's because they lost control. They got used to you running after them, and when you stop, their ego gets hurt. Don't fall for that trap. If someone only realizes your worth when you walk away, they never valued you to begin with. Look at your life right now. How many times have you rearranged your schedule for people who wouldn't do the same for you? How many times have you over-explained yourself to people who never gave you the same effort? How many times have you waited for a text, a call, a sign that someone actually cares? Only to be disappointed? That is what chasing looks like. And it needs to stop. The moment you stop chasing, everything changes. People start respecting you. They realize you are not someone they can take for granted. And the ones who truly care, they will show up. They will choose you without you having to beg for it. Stop running after people who wouldn't run for you. Stop making excuses for those who clearly don't value you. Stop romanticizing the idea that if you keep trying, they will finally see your worth. If someone doesn't appreciate you now, they never will. You are not a backup plan. You are not someone's emotional support while they search for something better. You are not a side character in someone else's story. You are the main character of your own life, and it's time you start acting like it. The right people won't make you chase them. The right people meet you halfway. The right people make time for you. And most importantly, the right people see your worth without you having to prove it. Learn to say no without feeling guilty. Learn to protect your time, your energy, and your peace without apologizing for it. Because every time you say yes to something you don't want, you are saying no to yourself. And if you keep doing that, you will wake up one day feeling exhausted, drained, and lost. Because you've spent your whole life pleasing others while betraying yourself. Think about it. How many times have you agreed to do something just because you didn't want to disappoint someone? How many times have you forced a smile and said, sure, I'll do it, when every part of you was screaming, I don't want to? And why? Because you were afraid of being seen as rude, selfish, or unkind. But let me tell you something. Protecting yourself is not selfish. Setting boundaries is not wrong. And the people who truly respect you will never be offended by your no. Imagine this. You've had a long, exhausting week. You finally get a free evening to relax. Then a friend calls asking for a favor, one that you really don't want to do. But instead of saying, no, I can't today, you feel guilty. You start thinking, what if they get upset? What if they think I don't care? So you say yes, even though you're tired. Even though you needed that time for yourself. And that's how it begins. One yes after another, until you're running on empty, trying to make everyone happy except yourself. Look around you. How many people in your life take advantage of the fact that you struggle to say no? How many people expect you to always be available, to always put them first? Because they know you will. And the real question is, who is doing the same for you? Who is putting your needs above theirs? Who is checking in on you the way you check in on them? If you can't think of many names, then it's time to wake up. It's time to start saying no and reclaiming your life. Have you ever noticed how children don't hesitate to say no? A toddler will refuse food they don't like. They will push away a toy they don't want. And they don't feel bad about it. But as we grow up, society teaches us to be nice, to be agreeable, to always be polite. And somewhere along the way, we forget that we are allowed to have boundaries. That we are allowed to say, I don't want this. That we are allowed to walk away from things that don't serve us. Think about your workplace. How many times have you taken on extra tasks because you didn't want to upset your boss or colleagues? Even when you were already drowning in work, even when others were doing less, but still you said yes because you were afraid of looking difficult. And the worst part, the more you say yes, the more they expect from you. The moment you never complain, the moment you never refuse, people assume you have no limits. And they will keep piling things on you until you finally break. Saying no is not just about refusing requests. It's about choosing yourself. It's about recognizing that your time is valuable, that your peace is worth protecting, that your happiness is just as important as everyone else's. You don't owe anyone an explanation. You don't have to write a long message justifying why you can't do something. No is a complete sentence. Look at the people in your life. Are they there because they truly love and respect you, or because you always say yes to them? The real ones won't leave just because you set a boundary. The real ones won't guilt trip you for choosing yourself. But the ones who only care about what they can get from you, they will show their true colors the moment you stop being available for their every need. There's power in saying no, power in reclaiming your time, power in refusing to be a doormat for people who only know how to take. And the best part? The moment you start saying no, the right people, the ones who truly respect you, will still be there. They will understand because they know what you're worth. So the next time someone asks you for something that you don't want to do, pause, breathe, and instead of automatically saying yes, ask yourself, do I really want to do this? If the answer is no, then say it. Without guilt, without fear, without explaining yourself. Because your time, your energy, your peace, they are priceless and they deserve to be protected. Don't forgive just because you miss them. Missing someone is not a reason to welcome them back into your life. It's not a sign that they've changed. It's not proof that they deserve another chance. It's just your heart remembering the good times and forgetting the pain they put you through. And if you let that feeling guide you, you'll find yourself in the same cycle of hurt over and over again. Think about the last time you walked away from someone toxic. Maybe it was a friend who betrayed you, a partner who took you for granted, or a family member who never respected your boundaries. At first you felt strong. You felt like you made the right choice. But then the silence came, the loneliness. The moments where you wanted to reach for your phone, type their number, and pretend like nothing ever happened. But did they change? Did they apologize sincerely? Did they put in the effort to earn your trust back? No, you just missed them. And in that moment, your heart tried to convince you that missing them meant you should forgive them. Imagine a woman who walked away from a man who repeatedly disrespected her. Maybe he cheated, maybe he lied, maybe he made her feel like she was never enough. She knew she had to leave. And she did, but weeks later, she found herself staring at old pictures, reminiscing about the good moments, conveniently forgetting the nights she cried herself to sleep. That's how nostalgia works. It tricks you into remembering the love, but erasing the pain. And one night, out of weakness, she texts him, "I miss you." And just like that, he's back in her life, doing the same things, making the same mistakes, and proving that missing him was never a reason to let him return. People don't change just because you miss them. They change when they want to, when they realize their mistakes, when they do the hard work to become better. And if someone truly deserves your forgiveness, they will show it with actions, not just words. They won't just say, "I'm sorry." They will prove through consistent effort that they understand what they did wrong and are willing to make it right. Think about a friend who betrayed your trust. Maybe they talked behind your back, spread rumors, or turned their back on you when you needed them most. You cut them off because you knew you deserved better. But after a while, you started remembering the fun times, the inside jokes, the laughter. And suddenly, the betrayal didn't feel as sharp. But here's the thing, if they were truly a good friend, you never would have had to walk away in the first place. Missing them does not erase the damage they did, and it definitely does not mean they have earned your forgiveness. Ask yourself this. If you forgive them, will they treat you any differently? Or will they go right back to hurting you the same way they did before? Some people mistake your forgiveness for permission. They think that because you forgave them once, they can do it again, and you'll always take them back. That's why it's important to forgive when it's deserved, not when you're lonely. Picture someone who gets burned by a flame. It hurts, it scars. They learn not to touch it again. But imagine if they miss the warmth so much that they put their hand right back into the fire. That's what forgiving someone too soon feels like. You're touching the same flame that burned you, hoping that this time it won't hurt. But the truth is, it always will. Sometimes the strongest thing you can do is hold your boundary. Let them miss you. Let them realize what they lost. Let them do the work to become better. And if they never do, that's proof that they never deserved to come back in the first place. Missing someone is human. It's natural. But it's not a reason to lower your standards. It's not a reason to let history repeat itself. You are not obligated to forgive someone just because your heart feels empty without them. Because true strength is not in holding on to the past. It's in knowing when to close the door and never look back. Make people earn your time, energy, and love. Because you are not an unlimited resource, freely available for everyone to take from. You are not here to be drained, used, or taken for granted. Your time is valuable. Your energy is sacred. Your love is a privilege, not a right. When you give it away too easily, people stop appreciating it. They start expecting it. And when they expect it, they stop earning it. Think about how you spend your time. Every second you give to someone is a second of your life you will never get back. Yet so many people waste their hours on those who don't deserve them. They answer every call, reply to every message, say yes to every request, and give until they have nothing left. And the people they give to, they take it without a second thought. No gratitude, no appreciation, no effort to reciprocate. Because when something is given to freely, it loses its value. Picture a woman who always makes herself available. She's always there when her friends need her. She listens to their problems, supports them in their struggles, and shows up for them every single time. But when she needs someone, silence, excuses. Suddenly, they're too busy. And yet she keeps giving because she thinks that's what love is, being there no matter what. But that's not love. That's self-sacrifice. And it's only a matter of time before she realizes that not everyone deserves the version of her that gives endlessly. Energy is powerful. It is what fuels you every day, what keeps you moving, what makes you feel alive. But when you give your energy to the wrong people, you will feel drained, exhausted, and empty. You will wonder why you feel so tired, even when you've done nothing physically demanding. That's because energy is not just about physical effort. It's about emotional investment. And when you invest in people who don't invest back, you lose. Imagine being in a relationship where you give all your love, but get nothing in return. You plan the dates, you send the good morning texts, you check in on them, make them feel special, put in all the effort, and they barely respond. They take days to text back. They make you feel like you're asking for too much, when all you want is the same energy you give. But you keep trying, you keep giving, you keep hoping they will change. They won't. Because they never had to earn your love in the first place. They just received it. And what comes easy is never valued. There is a difference between being kind and being available for anyone who asks for a piece of you. You can be kind and still have standards. You can be generous and still have boundaries. You can love deeply and still make sure your love is being earned. Think about the people in your life. Who really makes an effort for you? Who calls you just to check in, not because they need something? Who supports you without expecting anything in return? Who makes time for you just because they value you? Those are the people who deserve your time, your energy, your love. Not the ones who only show up when it's convenient. Not the ones who take without giving. Picture a woman who knows her worth. She doesn't chase. She doesn't beg for attention. She doesn't lower her standards just to keep people in her life. Instead, she observes. She watches who puts in the effort, who respects her time, who values her presence. And those are the only people she invests in. That's the kind of woman who is never taken for granted. Because when you make people earn your time, they value it more. When you make people earn your energy, they appreciate it. When you make people earn your love, they cherish it. And when they don't, when they walk away because they don't want to put in the effort, let them go. Because you were never here to be convenient. You were never here to be a backup option. You were never here to be taken for granted. You are worth the effort. And anyone who doesn't want to earn you, walk away from anyone who disrespects you immediately. Not after the second time, not after they apologize, not after you give them another chance. The very moment someone disrespects you, shows you their disregard, makes you feel small or treats you as if you don't matter, that is the moment you walk away. Because the moment you stay, the moment you tolerate it, you teach them that it's okay, that they can do it again, that they can get away with it, and they will. Disrespect comes in many forms. It's not always screaming, insults, or public humiliation. Sometimes it's the sarcastic remarks that chip away at your confidence, the backhanded compliments that make you second-guess yourself, the way they roll their eyes when you speak as if your words have no value, the way they ignore your boundaries, dismiss your opinions, or make decisions for you as if you have no say. It's the jokes that aren't funny, the little digs at your insecurities, the way they belittle your dreams. You don't have to wait for it to get worse. You don't have to give them time to change. You don't have to collect proof or justify why it bothers you. The moment you feel disrespected is the moment you leave. Because if someone truly values you, they would never put you in a position where you have to question their respect in the first place. Imagine a woman in a relationship where she constantly makes excuses for her partner. He forgets important dates, dismisses her feelings, makes her the butt of his jokes in front of his friends, and every time she brings it up, he laughs and says, she's being too sensitive. So she starts doubting herself. Maybe she is overreacting. Maybe she should just laugh it off. And that's how it starts. one small compromise at a time, until she no longer recognizes herself, until she's standing in a relationship where she is nothing more than an afterthought. But disrespect doesn't start big, it starts small. And the longer you tolerate it, the harder it becomes to walk away. Respect is not a request, it's a requirement. If someone can't give it to you naturally, without you having to fight for it, they are not your people. And this applies to everyone. Friends, family, co-workers, partner. If a friend constantly cancels on you last minute, never values your time, and treats you as an option, walk away. If a family member criticizes everything you do, makes you feel like you are never enough, walk away. If a boss speaks to you with disrespect, belittles your efforts, and makes you feel small, walk away. You are not obligated to stay in any environment that chips away at your worth. Think about this. If a stranger on the street insulted you, you would probably be offended, maybe even angry. But why is it that when a person close to us does it, we brush it off? We tell ourselves, it's just how they are. They didn't mean it. Maybe I'm overthinking. No, you are not overthinking. Your feelings are valid. If something makes you uncomfortable, that is enough of a reason to walk away. You do not owe anyone unlimited chances. You do not owe them your patience while they learn how to treat you right. You do not owe them explanations, warnings, or opportunities to fix what they have broken. Because if they truly cared, they wouldn't have disrespected you in the first place. There is power in walking away. There is strength in removing yourself from places and people that don't appreciate you. Because when you walk away, you send a message. I am not someone you can disrespect. I am not someone who tolerates less than I deserve. I am not afraid to leave. And that is where real power lies. Because people take advantage of those who stay no matter what. But they fear losing those who are not afraid to walk away. Imagine a woman who never allows anyone to speak down to her. The moment someone treats her poorly, she steps back. The moment someone disrespects her, she leaves. And because of that, she is treated with respect everywhere she goes. People know that she has standards, that she will not stay where she is not valued, that she will never let anyone reduce her worth. That's the woman you need to be. A woman who commands respect, not with force, not with anger, not with revenge, but simply by knowing her worth. Because when you know your worth, you don't argue, you don't beg, you don't tolerate. You walk away. Leveling up your life is not just a dream, it's a choice, a decision, a commitment. You want to be successful? You want to walk into a room and command attention without saying a single word? You want to feel powerful, confident, and unstoppable? Then you must transform yourself inside and out. Looking good, feeling good, and achieving success are all connected. When you elevate one, the others naturally follow. Have you ever seen someone who just radiates confidence? They walk in and everyone notices. They speak and people listen. They don't chase validation. It follows them. That's not luck. That's work. That's intentional growth. Because confidence is not something you are born with. It's something you build. Looking good is not about vanity. It's about self-respect. It's about showing the world that you care about yourself enough to present yourself at your best. You don't have to wear designer clothes or follow every trend. But taking care of yourself is non-negotiable. The way you dress, the way you carry yourself, the way you present yourself, it all sends a message before you even open your mouth. Are you telling the world that you are powerful? Or are you telling them that you don't care? Imagine two women walking into a meeting. One is well-dressed, polished, and put together. The other looks like she just rolled out of bed. Who do you think people will take more seriously? Who do you think will get the better opportunities? Fair or not, appearance matters. It's not about being superficial. It's about understanding that how you present yourself affects how people treat you. Feeling good is deeper than just looking good. It's about your mindset, your energy, your presence. You can have the most expensive outfit, but if your energy is weak, if your posture is slouched, if your voice is hesitant, no one will be inspired by you. Confidence is built through action, through self-care, discipline, and refusing to settle for less than you deserve. Take care of your body, move it, feed it well. Not for society, not for validation, but for yourself. Because when you feel strong, when you feel energized, when you feel capable, you move differently. Your energy shifts. You become someone people are drawn to. Think about the people you admire, the ones who seem to have it all together. Do you think they let their health slide? Do you think they allow negativity to drain them? No. They protect their peace. They prioritize their well-being. They don't let toxic relationships, self-doubt, or laziness hold them back. And then there's success. Everyone wants it, but few are willing to do what it takes. Success is not about luck. It's about discipline. It's about deciding that you are going to create the life you deserve, no matter what it takes. It's about showing up every day, even when you don't feel like it. It's about consistency, sacrifice, and refusing to quit. Successful people don't waste time on things that don't serve them. They don't entertain negativity, gossip, or distractions. They don't beg for opportunities, they create them. They walk into every room like they belong there. They move with certainty, with vision, with an unshakable belief in themselves. Do you want success? Then ask yourself, what are you doing daily to earn it? Are you learning? Are you growing? Are you investing in yourself? Or are you waiting for someone to come and hand it to you? Because no one is coming to save you. No one is going to do it for you. If you want to level up, you have to take responsibility for your life and start acting like the person you want to become. Imagine waking up every morning feeling powerful, knowing that you are working towards something greater, knowing that your life is getting better every single day. That's not a fantasy. That's a decision. It's a lifestyle. It's the result of choosing every day to be the best version of yourself. You don't have to settle for mediocrity. You don't have to accept an average life. You have the power to become unstoppable. But you have to commit. You have to be willing to push yourself, to demand better, to refuse to let circumstances, excuses, or fear hold you back. You don't become the best version of yourself by accident. You become her by choice. You become her by leveling up inside and out. A woman who knows her worth never begs for love. She doesn't shrink herself to fit into a man's world. She doesn't apologize for having high standards. She doesn't settle for half love, half effort, or half respect. She knows that lowering her standards to keep a man is the fastest way to lose herself. And the moment you lose yourself, you lose everything. How many times have you heard a woman say, maybe I'm asking for too much? No, you're not. You're asking for what you deserve. But the world has conditioned women to believe that having standards makes them difficult, that wanting more makes them greedy, that expecting loyalty, effort, and respect makes them demanding. And so they start to settle. They start to believe that they should be grateful for the bare minimum. But let me tell you something. A man who truly wants you will rise to your level, not expect you to sink to his. Think of the strongest, most successful women in the world. Do you think they got there by lowering their standards? By accepting excuses? By settling for men who didn't match their energy? No. They set the bar high and let the right man step up. A man who genuinely values you will not be intimidated by your standards. He will be inspired by them. But the wrong man will try to make you feel guilty for expecting more. He will call you too much. He will say you're too picky. He will try to convince you that no one is perfect. And that's where many women fall into the trap. They start making exceptions, start compromising on things that should have never been up for debate. They ignore red flags, tolerate disrespect, and excuse bad behavior, all because they fear losing him. Let me ask you this. What are you really losing by letting go of a man who doesn't meet your standards? A headache? A broken heart? Sleepless nights filled with overthinking? You are not losing a soulmate. You are losing someone who was never capable of giving you the love you deserve in the first place. Imagine a woman who once swore she would never tolerate a man who disrespects her. But then she meets a man who makes her feel special in the beginning, only to slowly start testing her boundaries. He ignores her messages, dismisses her feelings, flirts with other women, and gives her excuses instead of effort. And instead of walking away, she convinces herself that he's just busy or he will change. This is how women lose themselves. By excusing the inexcusable. By making room for men who don't deserve them. Your standards are not negotiable. They are not something you should compromise on just because you fear being alone. Loneliness is not the enemy. Being with the wrong man is. A woman who lowers her standards will spend her days chasing a love that was never real and her nights wondering why she's not enough. But a woman who stands her ground will attract a man who respects her for it. Do you know why so many women stay in relationships that drain them? Because society has sold them the lie that a woman's worth is measured by her ability to keep a man. That a woman who is chosen is better than a woman who is alone. But let me tell you the truth. A woman who refuses to settle is far more powerful than a woman who begs for love. A man who truly loves you will never put you in a position where you have to beg for his time, his respect, or his commitment. He will never make you feel like you have to compete for his attention. He will never make you question whether you are enough. A man who is worthy of you will make you feel safe, secure, and cherished, not anxious, confused, and unappreciated. If a man tells you that you need to lower your standards, what he's really saying is, I am not capable of meeting them, and that is not your problem to fix. You are not here to raise a man, to teach him how to treat you or to convince him of your worth. The right man will see it on his own. The wrong man will try to make you forget it. Think about a queen. She does not lower her crown to make others feel comfortable. She does not beg people to see her worth. She simply exists in her power, and those who recognize it will rise to meet her. And that's exactly how you should be. You are the prize. You are the standard. You do not lower yourself for anyone. You let them step up. A strong woman does not waste her breath trying to convince people of her worth. She does not exhaust herself explaining her choices, her dreams, or her boundaries to those who are committed to misunderstanding her. She knows that people who truly value her will not need a long speech to respect her decisions. And the ones who don't, they are not her audience. How many times have you caught yourself over-explaining? Justifying why you said no to something? Explaining why you walked away from a toxic relationship? Defending why you chose your career over settling down? Trying to make people understand why you live the way you do? Let me tell you something. You do not owe anyone an explanation for being who you are. Your life is not a courtroom, and you are not on trial. People who respect you will take your words at face value. If you say, I don't want to go, they won't demand a 10-minute explanation. If you say, I'm choosing myself, they won't guilt trip you into staying. But the ones who do not respect you, they will make you feel like you need to present a full case with evidence to justify every single thing you do. And guess what? Even then, they still won't understand. Because their problem was never your explanation. Their problem was that they never wanted to accept your choices in the first place. A woman who knows her worth does not beg for approval. She does not plead with people to see her side of the story. She does not waste her energy trying to convince small minds of big visions. If someone constantly demands that you explain yourself, know this. It's not because they want to understand you. It's because they want to control you. They want to make you feel guilty for standing in your truth. And you don't owe them that power. Think about this. A woman decides to leave a relationship that no longer serves her. And the moment she does, people start demanding explanations. Why would you leave him? He's a good man. You'll regret this decision later. You should have tried harder. And so she starts explaining. She starts listing all the ways she was mistreated, all the nights she cried, all the ways she was taken for granted. But no matter what she says, people still judge her. They still blame her. Because the truth is, some people are not looking for an explanation, they are looking for a reason to criticize you. So why waste your time? Why exhaust yourself trying to make people see what they refuse to see? A queen does not lower herself to argue with fools. She does not write essays justifying her existence. She speaks, and those who respect her listen. The rest, they are simply background noise. A powerful woman knows that not everyone deserves access to her thoughts, her plans, or her decisions. She moves in silence and lets her success be the only explanation she needs. If she chooses to walk away from a situation, she does not stand around giving reasons. She leaves and lets her peace speak for itself. If she says no, she does not follow it with an apology. She lets her boundaries be known without guilt. If she chooses a path that others don't understand, she does not waste her energy convincing them. She walks it anyway, knowing that the right people will support her. Stop explaining yourself to people who have already decided that they don't respect your choices. Stop defending your dreams to those who laugh at them. Stop justifying your boundaries to those who only want to cross them. Stop over-explaining your actions to people who will never live your life. Your time, your energy, and your peace are too precious to be wasted on those who refuse to listen. A lion does not concern itself with the opinions of sheep. A woman who values herself does not waste her breath on those who refuse to see her worth. The more you explain, the more you give people permission to question you. And the moment you stop explaining, you step into your power. Because the truth is, the people who truly matter don't need an explanation. And the ones who demand one, they never deserved it in the first place. A woman who cannot be manipulated is a woman who cannot be controlled. She does not fall for sweet words wrapped in empty promises. She does not get swayed by temporary attention or validation. She sees through lies, through deception, through the games that people play. She is not easy to fool because she has trained herself to recognize manipulation before it even begins. How many times have you seen women lower their guard just because someone spoke the right words? How often do people take advantage of kindness, twisting it into something they can use? Manipulators know how to target those who are too giving, too understanding, too eager to please. And if you're not careful, they will mold you into what they want, not because they care about you, but because they want to control you. A woman who cannot be manipulated is one who knows her worth. She does not let flattery blind her. She does not let guilt pressure her. She does not let emotions be used against her. If someone says, if you loved me, you would do this, she does not fall into the trap. She knows love is not proven through sacrifice, pain, or obedience. It is proven through respect. And a person who respects her would never ask her to betray herself just to make them happy. Look around. How many women have been manipulated into staying in toxic relationships just because they were made to believe they were overreacting? How many have been tricked into giving second, third, and fourth chances to someone who never changed? How many have been guilt-tripped into making sacrifices for people who never did the same for them? Manipulation does not always come in the form of force. It often comes disguised as love, concern, or urgency. But a strong woman knows the difference. She does not react to pressure. She does not allow someone's urgency to become her emergency. She does not make decisions out of fear or loneliness. When someone tries to manipulate her with silence, she does not chase. When someone tries to make her feel guilty for choosing herself, she does not apologize. When someone tries to control her through fake kindness, she does not fall for the act because she understands that manipulation is not love and control is not care. A woman who cannot be manipulated is one who trusts her instincts. If something feels off, she does not ignore it. If someone's words do not match their actions, she does not make excuses for them. If a situation keeps draining her, she does not stay hoping it will magically change. She knows that manipulation often hides behind excuses like, I didn't mean it like that, you're too sensitive, I was just joking. But she refuses to let those excuses blind her to the truth. Think about this. A man showers a woman with attention at first, making her feel special. Then, slowly, he starts testing her limits. He cancels plans last minute and expects her to be okay with it. He disrespects her in small ways, but when she brings it up, he tells her she's being dramatic. He disappears when she needs him most, but when she tries to leave, he suddenly becomes the man she fell for again. This is a cycle of manipulation, and a woman who knows her value will recognize it before she gets trapped. She will not allow inconsistency to confuse her. She will not let sweet words erase toxic actions. She will not let emotional blackmail dictate her choices. She sees manipulation for what it is, a way to make her doubt herself, to make her feel like she is the problem, to make her easier to control. But she refuses to be controlled. She does not explain her boundaries, she enforces them. She does not let people guilt her into staying in situations that hurt her. She does not allow emotional manipulation to turn her into a puppet. She knows that people who genuinely care about her will respect her decisions, not try to bend her to their will. A strong woman cannot be manipulated because she is not desperate for approval. She does not seek love at the cost of her own dignity. She does not chase validation from people who only give it when they want something in return. She stands firm in who she is, and she makes it clear. If you want to be in my life, you will treat me with honesty, with respect, with consistency. If not, you don't deserve access to me at all. A woman who cannot be manipulated is a woman who cannot be broken. She stands tall not because life has been easy, but because she has learned to rise after every fall. She does not beg for love. She does not plead for attention. And she does not wait for someone to validate her existence. She is not afraid of walking away from anything or anyone who does not honor her worth. She refuses to be someone's backup plan, someone's emotional crutch, someone's convenience. Because she understands one thing: the moment you let someone play with your mind, they will play with your life. There comes a point when you must decide who you are. Are you a woman who allows herself to be treated like an option? Or are you a woman who commands respect just by the way she carries herself? Because the truth is, the world does not give you what you deserve. It gives you what you demand. And if you continue letting people take advantage of you, they will. If you keep explaining yourself to those who twist your words, they will keep twisting. If you let guilt control your decisions, you will forever be trapped in a cycle of giving and never receiving. People will call you selfish for choosing yourself. Let them. They will call you arrogant for refusing to tolerate nonsense. Let them. They will say you have changed. Let them talk. Because the day you stop being manipulated is the day they lose control over you. And that terrifies them. But remember this: you were not put on this earth to live in someone else's shadow, to bend to their rules, to be a puppet in their hands. You were born to be the writer of your own story, the queen of your own kingdom, the ruler of your own destiny. If they walk away when you refuse to be controlled, let them leave. If they get angry when you say no, let them be angry. If they try to guilt trip you into lowering your standards, stand even taller. Because a woman who knows her worth does not chase, she does not beg, she does not settle. She attracts the energy that matches her strength. You think men respect women who tolerate disrespect? No. You think the world admires women who let themselves be walked over? No. People respect those who respect themselves first. You don't gain power by being agreeable. You don't gain love by sacrificing yourself for someone who does not value you. You don't gain peace by allowing people to pull you into their games. When you're no longer afraid to be alone, you become unstoppable. When you're no longer seeking validation, no one can manipulate you. When you stop explaining, stop apologizing, stop justifying your choices, you become the woman no one dares to play with. So ask yourself, are you ready to stop being controlled? Are you ready to stop explaining your heart to people who do not deserve access to it? Are you ready to walk away from anyone who disrespects your time, your energy, your love? Because once you make that decision, there is no going back. Once you recognize your own power, no one can take it from you. They will say you are intimidating. They will say you are too much. Let them. Because the right people will see your strength and be inspired by it. And the ones who try to manipulate you, they will realize that you are no longer the woman they once controlled. You are fire, you are force, you are a woman who cannot be manipulated. And that is your greatest power.